I'm sure in your experience you've seen, so you talked about, sort of advice for colleagues and very, very good advice. But also you've seen, and I've seen mistakes people make as well. So in your experience, what are some common mistakes that we should try to avoid?
Going back to the advice, the mistake I see is again seeing academia purely in terms of competition. Seeing everything as I need to make sure I'm better than the other person. Yes, I do realize the job market is very competitive these days, but it doesn't mean that your whole emphasis needs to be about beating others. That's not a healthy way to engage with others. And remember that academia is all about collaboration. You're not going to, a PhD might be a fairly lonely business, interacting only with your advisors, but if you continue in an academic career, you're going to have to collaborate with others. You're not going to get anywhere if you do everything in your own. So focus on collaboration, not competition. Another tip, and that's something that really I struggled with at the start of my academic career, is not understanding that journals are communities. They're communities of scholars having a conversation together. So if you're submitting to a journal, you're joining that conversation. So if you're joining a conversation, that means you need to properly acknowledge what conversation is going on in that community. So don't barge into a journal saying, I'm the first who has ever done this, so you need to publish this. That's not going to be successful. First of all, because you're most likely you aren't the first. It just means you haven't done your literature review properly, or your topic is so narrow that it's not of interest to others. But even if you are the first, you really need to frame it so that others are understanding how it contributes to the conversation. So I've called that the cement between the bricks of knowledge. So we all add a brick of knowledge to the house of scientific knowledge, but we need to explain what the cement is, how your brick kind of connects with the other brick. So see that journal as a community that you want to join. And I think if you realize that, things will become a lot easier.
Wonderful advice again. Thank you so much, Anvil. Great advice. I have to agree wholeheartedly with everything you said.